Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Awakening Summit. I'm your host for the next 30 minutes, Kayleigh, founder and CEO of Soul Excellence Ventures. And you all are in for a real treat for the next half hour. I am joined today from Sweden by Eleonor Marklund. Welcome, Eleonor.
Thank you. It's so much fun. I'm going to love this. I love doing lives like this. So, yeah.
Same. It's like we kind of know what's going to happen, but we don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know.
So for those of you who are just getting to know Eleonor for the first time, she does a million things, but as succinctly as I could get it down, Eleonor is an international spiritual leader, and she is the founder of her own academy. Are you still there, Eleonor?
I can't hear you.
What about now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Huh. All right.
I wonder what happened.
For our live viewers, can you hear us? Let me see. I can't post the comment. If you're watching, can you let us know if you can hear us?
Something happened.
Both of us.
Should I log out and go back?
Let me ask 1 second. Hey, viewers, really excited that you're here. Can you let us know if you hear us? Anyone? Let's see. Let me see the chat.
I can't hear you at all.
Let's see.
I wonder why. You're completely lost to me. I don't hear anything.
Let's see.
Should I?
Oh,
Should I leave? Or are you writing something to me?
Actually, Eleonor, yeah, they can hear us both.
Right. Can anyone hear us?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, so it's just I can't hear you.
What's the problem?
The whole line.
All right, why don't we do that?
Okay, no, I can't hear anything. I'm completely lost.
All right.
I wonder. I think I am going to have to try to leave and get back. Okay. I'm doing that.
All right, try that. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna vamp for a second, and then we'll see if we can bring Eleonor back in. We were having the best conversation right before we started the live, all about the different COVID policies in Sweden versus the United States. So that was a pretty interesting conversation. And as I was introducing Eleonor, for those of you who know her, you know that she is like multi-talented, multifaceted, and I could only boil it down to like she has founded her own academy, her own church, her own church, and most recently her own publishing company. So I'm excited to bring her back as soon as she can to share with you, because she uses language and talks about things that were completely foreign to me and has like expanded my awareness in a whole new way about the next generation, about the more sensitive generation that we can easily make fun of for being wimps, for being wussies, for, not just studying and doing the right thing, but in fact, we may have something to learn from them. So let me see if I can bring Eleonor back into the studio. I'm just going to add her straight away. This is live TV, people. We don't know what's going to happen.
And I hear you.
You can hear me now?
I hear you.
All right. Wow. Okay. This was so fun. I got to vamp a little bit. I was talking about COVID policies, Sweden versus US. So if you all came to see us dance, we both just danced a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So happy that you made it back in the room. Thank you all for staying on for our conversation. Eleonor, I've introduced you as a 20-year veteran as an international creative teacher. But I think one of the most interesting things that you shared with me about you is that, you're not just about light and love and happiness, which is what I hear from a lot of spiritual teachers. So let's just start there. If you're not about love and light and you're a spiritual teacher, then what are you about?
Well, I am the rebel. I am the one that has the publishing company that says unfuck. Publishing company, yeah. So that's me. And well, um, I am the one that the typical thing for indigos is that they see through the system and that they kind of tear down the system.
Hmm.
So it's like the burning down the house thing.
So wait, you've already used the term, Eleanor, that may not be familiar to everyone. Indigo. What does that mean? And if there's indigo, are there other colors?
Yeah, well, there are several different types when it comes to origin. Well, this is one kind of origin. This is one kind of energy that your auric field consists of, and that you come from, the different traits that you have. So there's indigo, for example, that's me, and there's crystal, and there's rainbow that the people are familiar with. And the indigo is the typical person that if you are unbalanced, you are probably going to be a pain in the ass. You are so headstrong and you have so strong opinions, and you can never take you can never take a no, and you can never if someone is telling you what to do, you're always going to say no to that too. You always have to have an option so that you can choose for yourself.
This might be me then too. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. And they are very intuitive. They are very psychic. And of course, when we live in a world like this and we are open and intuitive, especially when you're an empath and you don't control your energy field and you pick up everyone else's emotions too, being an indigo can be quite, well, there are many indigos that are depressed because they don't understand why they are here. They don't understand what to do with their abilities, or even understand that they have these gifts. Most of them, they feel like they don't belong here. And the problem, though, is that this is an active energy. It's some people say that it's more masculine, but the thing is, it's more active. It's more go forward energy.
Yeah.
And the problem with that energy is that you can get quite fierce. You're the warrior in this group. And of course, I mean, if we look on the world, we need some warriors too, to really, these are the ones that there are the truth seers. You can always spot a lie, always. You can't lie to an indigo. You're just doomed if you do it. And we're never going to forget if you lie to us. This is why we are here. We are here to spot the lies in the system and to tear it down, and to also build up a new one. Of course, we're just not going to burn everything up. We're going to rebuild it in a good way. But being an indigo, and there are many that think that these traits are ADHD. But it's not, actually. It's just that when you are unbalanced, because indigos, their mind is so intelligent and so quick. The thoughts are really, really fast. And you want to do many things at once because you get bored otherwise.
Yeah.
And that is also...
Which is how we know that you're an indigo. You've started so many different things. You do get bored easily. So let's talk about, in your chapter, you write about the new generation.
Yeah.
Who are they? And it sounds like they're a little bit funky to an outsider. So who are they and what do they mean?
Well, the indigo is a part of that. And this is quite interesting because when I was pregnant with my son, he is born 2001, I always felt, because I have always been clairvoyant and psychic, and I could always tell that he was of a different energy. And the only books then that had any kind of information when it comes to these different children, they spoke about indigos. So I started reading about that, and of course realized after like 5 years or so that I'm the indigo. But he is a crystal, and the crystal, they are here to balance the indigos. They are the receptive energy, the more feminine, if you think so, but the receptive, they are more harmonious. They don't have to make a war of everything. They can they are there to really balance us and to, like, spread the love, spread the light. And for me, as an indigo mom with a crystal child, a crystal son, it has been quite handful, because he was just happy being here, like being here and enjoying life and staying in the garden and listening to the flowers, no, listening to the birds perhaps, but the thing is that sometimes being the indigo mom, when I want action, it has, I have been so frustrated.
But yeah, I mean, that would drive me crazy. Yeah. Like, are you gardening? Are you doing something out there? Like, oh no, you're just enjoying it?
Yeah. Like, oh. So it has been a beautiful lesson for me, to go with the flow and to enjoy life, and we have issues communicating with you, but I'm trying to, and the non-violent communication, that's the typical for the crystal. So I have to be less harsh when it comes to my choice of words, for example, and just well, he's really teaching me about communication. It's very sweet.
It sounds like, it's not just your son that's part of this new generation. It's, from reading your chapter, there's an increasing number of sensitive people that are being born. And I'd love if you could share with us, I think, two things, like, how do we appreciate that instead of judge it as like not being a certain way or action oriented? Like, how do we appreciate it? And then how do we kind of cultivate some more sensitivity in those that are not of that generation?
Yeah. I usually speak about the umbrella term HSP, the high sensitive personalities. And many people think that is something separate, but I really say that this is the umbrella term for the indigo, crystal, and rainbow. And we have more sensitive energy systems, more sensitive nervous systems. And I think the reason why we have that is because we are going to use our intuition. We are going to realize that we can't live in a toxic world. And I mean, there are many, many different ways of spotting toxins. I mean, there are toxins like in food or in medicines or in those kind of things. But there are also toxic environments. I can tell, for example, and I haven't written about that in the book, but for example, there are many of these kids that they have been growing up in narcissistic families. And that's also very, very toxic when it comes to emotions. And they are here also to point out that pattern in the family, because we want the change, we want the healing. So when it comes to this new generation, I think it's all about healing as humanity, healing the earth, and raising the frequency, because these are higher in frequency. They are sensing things. They are seeing other dimensions naturally. Well, I think that's. I mean, when we grew up, many of us, we have heard that, well, you shouldn't be so sensitive, you shouldn't be feeling so much. For example, the indigos often feel so much, and I think these are our strengths, and this is also why I am so dedicated to teaching and teaching people about their intuition and their psychic gifts, because all of these are psychic, all of these.
I think while you were coming back onto the live, I was expressing to the group that, excuse me, that there is so much judgment around sensitivity and making fun of people and like, hey, just fuck up. So bringing some awareness to the power and energy of intuition and the feeling and what these individuals bring is just so powerful.
Yeah,
I want to come back to the academy, but before I do that, you recently launched your own publishing company, and I would love to hear more about the vision for it. What made you decide to do it, and what are the stories that you're looking to amplify out in the world today?
Yeah, well, my vision is really to change the world. That is my vision. I think changing the world, you have to do it one person at a time. And I also think that that's what I love about the multi-author books, because we are having this combination of authors there that have their different ways of teaching, because we always teach when we write too, don't we? Yeah. And they have their different ways of teaching, of their different ways of viewing the world and using their words. And you always get different emotions from each one of those. And I think this is what makes these kind of books so powerful. And also because sometimes, especially as an indigo, being the warrior energy, we can feel kind of lonely. It's because we're always there in the forefront and creating the change or seeing the world as it is, and then we realize like, oh my God, I'm the only one here in my neighborhood that's like this. And we are, especially when it comes to, for example, the pandemic, and we're seeing different truths there too. That's also the typical indigo. And in this environment with these authors, we really feel that we're doing it together. We are a tribe in this. We are doing this together. We are changing the world together. And I have 3 different active books right now.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to do multiple things at once. So I have a Swedish one.
Okay.
That it is called Eldfödd, which is fireborn in English. And it has the subtitle that speaks about, we are the daughters of the witches you didn't burn. So yeah, so it is about healing our lineage, healing our, both when it comes to ourselves. I mean, standing there in our power and saying, here I am intuitive, I have these gifts. We're healing the past, we're healing the present, we are healing our daughters, our children. And it's such a powerful book. I have a few spots left in that one, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so proud of them. And then I also have one English one that's called Superwoman. and it's the typical super women in the book and of the authors. And I can tell everyone we have an English team, so you don't have to worry about my English when it comes to those books. They are doing the grammar. So, well, the superwoman, it's the typical, the strong entrepreneur that really feels that like they are creating a mission out of their vision, and they are feeling that like this is why I'm here, this is what I'm doing, and I'm really I know who I am, and I'm really good at showing that to the world. And you can read about it at my website too. And then we have Stormborn, which is a similar book when it comes to Fireborn, because it has to do about people that have been through hell in a way. Because if you see when you are in the storm, and when you haven't been destroyed by it, when you are the one taking back the power, and you are the one that are using these winds, and you're harnessing that power from the storm to recreating your life. And these books, they also have spots left, and it's also so strong authors in them, and I really look forward of when it comes to bringing them, birthing them. So
I'm going to ask you before we end where they can apply, learn more about the book, but I wanted to hit on, really the theme across all of them and your overall mission to change the world one person at a time.
Yeah.
Because my awareness right now is that there's a lot of talk of change in the world, but the way that I see it happening is very top down and by force. We're going to change things this way, and you're all going to like it. And I feel like that is just so empathetic to understanding the individual, seeing them for who they really are, and for what you're describing, indigo, crystal, rainbow, like taking it to a whole level of like not demographics, but to something deeper and energetic and spiritual. And if we saw and connected with individuals in that way, the change that we could create, I feel, would be much deeper and longer lasting than right now, which is a lot of coercion and you must think a certain way. So your mission is beautiful, and it seems almost so obvious and simple, but like very forgotten in the way most things are run right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really love the way that this empowers people, and to, they're really stepping forward. They're taking their spot. They're taking their, their place in life, when they are taking back their power. I mean, when it comes to, if we look at society, there are so many things that are taking our power from us. I mean, for example, these things when it comes to the pandemic. And now when we're doing this, we're saying, I'm taking back my power. I am standing here. I am understanding now who I am, what I'm here to do. And what I also love about that is that when we share our wisdom, our thoughts, our wounds, our healing, we offer that to the ones reading the book.
Yeah.
And I really love the healing part of it. And because we have to heal as humanity, we have to heal the world when it comes to our next generation of children. So that is my mission, to really create a better world for them to live in.
And so we know that you're doing it through the book, and there are spots available how else can people find you, connect with you, work with you? Tell us how we get more of this deeper understanding by working with you, Eleonor.
You can connect with me on my websites, eleanoramora.se for the Swedish one, and eleanoramora.com for the English one. And well, I am a really amazing coach to bring forth people's superpowers. That's what I do. And I think that by joining us in this, you are not only going to bring forth your voice, but you're also going to have a really exciting times when it comes to networking and marketing yourself. Because I also feel that everyone can be these successful entrepreneurs. And I have been working with this for, well, I think it's about 13 years now that I have been 13, not 30. And I've been working full time in my business. And so I enjoy sharing my, everything that I have learned during this decade, all the, where I have done so many things wrong too, of course. And that is also something that I put together in these projects of the multi-author books that I'm speaking about, so that they can really take that place, they take the driver's seat in their life.
Yeah.
And to be successful, because everyone deserves that. And I think that is also when we start being successful, we are also allowing healing, because that's so typical also for women. We're going to be down there and not being visible, and we are changing that.
Yeah, I think that little taste of success, it can be exciting and also terrifying. And so getting comfortable and growing to accept that and believe that it's the norm is just really special.
Yeah.
Eleonor, reading your chapter and connecting with you has been so eye-opening for me, as I'm sure it's been for those today on the summit who've had a sense of something, but maybe didn't quite know how to talk about it or what it meant. So I want to thank you for joining us at the summit. So excited about the book that you're publishing, and just remind everyone before we go where they can find you.
And I also have this. We're opening up a new portal for the online academy, and I have this as an online class. It's in Swedish now, and it's going to be translated into English. And well, then you're going to be in more depth when it comes to this, of course. So Eleonor Amora, as my name is, .sv or .com. And I also do these coaching sessions where I do psychic readings, or I do healing sessions, or well, I do so many things. And just visit my website and you're going to be
amazing. So if you're looking to heal, if you're looking to write, if you're looking to get published, if you're looking to be coached, if you need a reading, just visit Eleanor's website. She's got you covered.
I do.
Eleonor, thank you so much for joining us at the Awakening Summit. Really happy to have you here. And thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you.
Bye.